Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Pay Studios. We are live right now with Robbie Fulks and Linda Gail Lewis. Thank you so much for being here.
It's our pleasure.
Thank you.
Yeah, Robbie, good to see you again. We crossed paths a couple of years ago on a Paste thing, and Linda, great to meet you today.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So you've got Wild 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 is the current record. It came out last month on Bloodshot Records, and you're going to do 4 songs off the album today. Can you tell us about the first one you're going to do?
Well, the first one's called Wild, 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 and it's in the key of C, and it's the 4th one in on the record, and it's a tune I made up. It's about the old days of rock and roll and my feeling about it, or really observation about it, having a positive effect in the world, you know, messing up the established order and breaking down the race barrier and other things, besides just being great music. So we'll give it a shot.
Right.
Back when this land was a jungle, that's when it was my home. I had a lion's blood, all I wanted was to ravage and to roam.
When you crossed paths with this stray cat, we was ripping it up in style.
We were fast and free, weren't we? Wild, wild, wild. Well, the backwoods clung to our sneakers, and our knees showed through our jeans. Fast as our hearts beat, how come we weren't blown to smithereens? Yeah.
The upper crust all looked at us like the devil's own stepchild.
And they figured us well, 'cause truth to tell, we was wild, wild, wild. Robbie! This would usually be a great Linda Gail piano solo right here. She'd be jumping on the keys and
When
screaming.
I think of them still old
Excuse
timers,
me.
I'm happy their day is done, because their clothes look silly and their music stank, and they never had no fun.
Goodbye to the bad old Dixie, of the niggas and the monkey trial. You wanna shake the tree, sometimes you got to be wild, wild, wild. Well, the dirt still clings to our sneakers, and we're wearing them blue jeans too. And there ain't nobody gonna stop us now. The animals are running the zoo. Woo! Take a look around at these crazy cats. The whole world once reviled. Baby, rock and roll's done sprung the cage, and it's wild, wild, wild.
Yeah, back in the day, I'm proud to say
We was wild, wild, wild. Where am I? Let's end it right there. I'm sorry, I talked over you there a little bit.
Oh,
didn't
no, I sang over your guitar.
Yeah.
Sorry about
That's
that.
true. That's true. I was just pointing out that usually there's a very exciting moment in the song when you be pounding on that frickin' piano, you
Yes,
know?
darling. Thank you for that.
Well, very exciting here in this arrangement without the piano, with the two of you and the one guitar. It sounds outstanding from where I'm sitting. So
Oh, that's
thank
good to
you
hear.
very much for
And
coming
I
and
can
doing
say
this.
frickin', right? We're on the online now.
Yeah, that's right. The internet is stoked and having a good time. I'm having a great time. So thanks for coming.
Great.
So the song's talking about the back in the day rock and roll, and you're Linda, perhaps nobody better to talk about what that was like in the 1960s and the 1970s and creating rock and roll then. I mean, is it the first album of your career, the duet with your brother Jerry Lee Lewis? Was that?
It was, but of course I was about 10 years old when the rock and roll thing with my brother started happening, when he did Great Balls of Fire and a whole lot of shaking going on. And music started to change then, because it went from the big band era to people listening to a tiny little radio of rock and roll music with guys like Dewey Phillips in Memphis playing Elvis and Jerry and all the others. There were so many, I can't name them all today, but yeah, it changed everything, and of course it changed everything for us, because my brother had some hits. It was wonderful.
There's a tape library up here, which I'd love to show you guys after we wrap offline. We've got a performance of Jerry Lee doing "Don't Put No Headstone on My Grave" and doing the classic stomping on the piano. It's so good. It's outstanding. I'd love to show you.
Oh yeah, I'm a big fan.
Yeah, let's look at that for sure.
Yeah. They're right above us. All those tapes. So you've got 4 songs to play off of Wild Wild Wild, and can you tell us a bit about the second one that you're going to do?
Well, is it me again? The second one is another one that I made up, and it's a tune about a aging country musician that finds himself working smaller and smaller rooms toward the end of his career. And so it's definitely not autobiographical or anything like that, but it's... Well, so far in the story, it is autobiographical, but this guy earlier in his career had big hits and stuff. He's one of those classic country stars from back in the day, and this is called "I Just Lived a Country Song." Swinging doors in Whiskey River, first words I learned to say, Willie Merle, all those outlaws, was all the daddy'd ever play. These beer joints where I'm working, I started working at 16. Now if I look a little ragged, must be those 30 years between. My first single hit the big time. For a while there I was hot. I can't recall the early 90s. These last 10 I'd rather not. There are mornings when I wonder what I can show her all my time. Oh, but I sure can sing with feeling. Whiskey River, take my mind. This honky-tonkin' way of living, I've been living way too long. Excuse me if I'm late for heaven, I just lived a country song. Now at this Super 8 in Reno, a couple screaming through the wall. I'm laying in my jeans and dreaming about a girl in Omaha. Well, that's been 20 years and counting. I can't go back there anyhow. I've hitched my wagon to a heartache, and Lord, I'm sleeping with it now. This honky-tonkin' way of living will make the weak out of the strong. Don't tell your troubles to me, Linda, until you've lived a country song. When that lost highway finds you, them family ties won't bind you, no matter how your mama may try. Just follow Hank down that highway till you feel it when you say, I'm so lonesome I could cry. This honky-tonkin' way of living, I've been living way too long. Excuse me if I'm late for heaven, I just lived a country song. And if I never get to heaven, it's 'cause I lived a country song.
That's just about my favorite song on the album. I absolutely love it.
That sounded great. Thanks for playing. I had images in my mind. Have you seen that Crazy Heart, that Jeff Bridges movie?
I kind of missed that one.
It was so good. About an.
It's about guys that I know, I think. So I don't know. I don't like to see movies about people you know sometimes. But do you see movies about like audio engineers ever or video engineers?
It's even worse if you're related to them.
Well, so what you're playing right now as a duo sounds outstanding. Can you tell people what the when they go to see a live show, what's the arrangement like live? I know you're playing Hill Country tonight, which is a couple blocks from this studio in Manhattan. I think it's like Broadway and 26th. You're playing Boston tomorrow. You're playing. I don't have them all pulled up in front of me right now, but there's dates announced into March of 2019. So it sounds like you're going to have a lot of fun with each other between now and then.
We're having a blast.
Yeah, good. It shows too. We're having a blast now.
If it gets any
also.
better, we won't be able to stand it.
That's right. We might fall apart.
So when people come out to the live show, what does the arrangement look like there?
Yeah. Well, you got the two of us, flanked by Red Volkart, who plays Telecaster guitar. He's a real well-known in guitar circles. He's a pretty brilliant guitarist. And then the rhythm section is Alex Hall, who's also the engineer on our record and plays some piano and accordion on it as well and sings on it. Alex kind of does it all, but he plays drums for us. And Bo Sample plays the upright bass, and I think that's it.
Is it Alex's place? I know I've read his name. Did you record at his studio? Is that true, or did he just engineer at the studio?
Yeah, we recorded half of it at his studio, and the other half, pretty much the countryer half, we recorded down in Austin at a studio called Arlen.
And did you do that on purpose? Did you decide to go to Chicago to do the countryer half and to do the less country half in Austin? You feel like the place rubbed off
Well,
on
it was the opposite of that, but we did it. Why did we do it that way?
Well, I think you said it would be good to do the country stuff because of the steel player and
Well,
the fiddle
everybody
player.
lives. Yeah, the country guys
Tommy
live.
Dettermore lives in Austin,
Texas.
or somewhere near Austin.
And you live in Texas.
And I live there.
So it would have made sense to do the whole thing in Texas in a way, except, well, I live in Chicago, so it's convenient for me. And we got some great rock players in Chicago. Not the country thing, not so much in Chicago, but we got the guys from the band NRBQ that played on our record live up there. And
they are so great. I'm so glad we did that. And we had those wonderful horn players.
We had the horn players, like some jazz horn players, and we had these soul singers on one song. And so there's just a lot of resources in Chicago that are unique to that place, I think.
Cool. We should definitely go upstairs and check out the tape archive because there's NRBQ stuff from the Newport Jazz Fest in the early 70s up there also. The original tapes are just one floor above us. Yeah, it's cool.
I first fell in love with that band here in this town when I was living here in 1980 and saw them and played a couple places. But anyway, I'd love to see that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm looking forward to diving into the record. I haven't had a chance to get into Wild 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 yet, so thank you for this. I mean, this first exposure is great. I'm really having a good time.
Well, the record sounds better.
Yeah. So you're gonna play a third and a fourth off of Wild Wild Wild. Can you tell us what you're doing next?
This is Hard Luck, Louisiana, and Robbie wrote this song about mine and my brother's and my family's childhood in Black River, Louisiana. And it's absolutely a wonderful song. And Robbie did such a great job of capturing what it was like living there that I, at times, feel like he was there with us. It's Hard Luck, Louisiana. Black snakes in the high grass, sweet peas on the vine, an old gray shack for 5 souls to share. Ain't no rest for mama, daddy's working all the time, but I'm too young to notice or to care. Fearful hymns and hand-me-downs, old folks talking strange, stories you came late to, you can't hardly change. But if dreams don't turn to silver, nor teardrops to wine, how did hard luck Louisiana turn to heaven in my mind? I can hear a hound dog tell his troubles to the moon, and a soft breeze stirring in the live oak tree. That front porch piano was always out of tune, but no angel band played a sweeter harmony. When each day's a miracle, how's a child to know? Maybe I should quit believing it was all so long ago. But if dreams don't turn to silver, nor teardrops to wine, how did hard luck Louisiana turn to heaven in my mind? Life can be a miracle, but how's a child to know? Maybe I should quit believing it was all so long ago. But if dreams don't turn to silver, nor teardrops to wine, how did hard luck Louisiana turn to heaven in my mind? How did hard luck Louisiana turn to heaven in my mind? Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much,
Beautiful.
Robbie, for writing that song.
Oh, it was my pleasure.
You sound great singing it together, performing it together. That was outstanding. So thank you both for coming and doing it. Can you tell everybody, everyone watching, in case they don't know, how did this collaboration come together? How did you meet each other? How did this album come to be a reality?
It's pretty crazy, and everybody says we're so unlikely to be together doing this, and I guess that might be true, but we never thought about it. But I met Robbie in Sweden. We were both over there on tour for the same promoter, and we met there, and he was really nice enough to come along and sing on some of my tunes that I was recording there. And my most fond memory of that is the gospel album, when we did some gospel music together. And we just got to be really good friends, and Robbie said, you know, I'd like to get you in a real studio with a real piano and some great players with some really great songs. And I said, that sounds like a great idea to me.
So all we can say to that Swedish studio where we were working is, ouch.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, at that time, they were actually building it. We were in there recording it.
Yeah, it was a studio under construction.
It was a work in progress.
They had a half-paneled room and a laptop, and that's about it.
Yeah, they were actually bringing things in while we were working. It was hilarious.
We had to be quiet between takes. So the cameras that we're looking at and the other fellows controlling them from the laptop? Is that how it
I'm
works?
doing it right now, so I'm cutting between these
Oh,
cameras.
you're cutting between them.
Bob's engineering the audio right now, so
Yeah.
he's sending out the mastered mix to the internet.
Totally confused about what's going on. Yeah, Bob is the genius audio technician you were talking about. Brad is working that, and so I don't know where I'm. What
Wherever
camera's
you look, I'm
on.
gonna follow you. Let's try it right now. That guy is a 2-shot on you. The middle one is a wide of you and Linda, and this camera is close on Linda.
Okay.
You're
good.
looking straight into the internet right now. You're doing it right.
All right. Hi, world. Hi, Sweden.
So you've got a Sweden show in Sweden coming up. It's either late October or early November. It's kind of like a homecoming show of sorts as far as this relationship goes.
The one in Chicago, you're saying?
No, in Sweden. You've got
Sweden.
There's a date in Sweden.
Yeah, well, I'm not there with her, but we've both got our own shows over there, maybe at
Okay.
the same time, but yeah, we're working separately at that point. We're working together more in October on some domestic dates, and then later in February, also in the Midwest. And hopefully down in Texas after that, and we'll see what happens after that.
Yeah,
So,
we're open for offers.
yeah, if there's any wealthy people out there or other...
We ain't cheap, but we can be
we
hired.
are not cheap, except for this. We're free for this.
Well, thanks for coming and doing it. And so we got a bonus song. You're playing a fourth off of Wild Wild Wild, which if you, the internet, are just joining us right now, the album came out last month on Bloodshot Records, and we get a fourth song off of it. Can you tell us what you're going to do for the last song?
This is a tune that Jerry and Linda, Jerry Lee Lewis and Linda Gail, who, if you tuned in late, is his younger sister, piano-playing sister, in the same style. Unfortunately, she's not playing piano right now, but if you were to hear her, you would recognize that family style immediately in her touch and her tone and her time feel, and in the boogie-woogie crazy style. But anyway, when you were a girl, you grew up on a lot of gospel music, and we felt like we really wanted to include a taste of that on the record. And
I
we
did.
ended up with something from way back in your bank of memories, I think.
Absolutely, and what I love about it is that you're playing guitar on it, and I don't have to play the piano. It's more because my brother played this incredible solo on his recording of this
did.
song. So I said, yes, Robbie, you can play the solo.
So that's funny because the guitar playing is my least favorite part of it, but I love it when you sing it. So between us, we'll be
I
happy
love
with
it when you sing it too, darling.
As you travel along on the Jericho Road, there's room for just two. Brother, don't carry your load. Just bring it to Christ. Your sins are confessed on the Jericho Road. Your heart He will bless on the Jericho Road.
On the Jericho Road,
There's room for just two.
there's room for just two.
No more and no less.
No more or no less.
Just Jesus and you.
Just Jesus and you.
Each burden He'll bear. Each sorrow He'll share. There's never a care. Precious Jesus is there. Hey, brother, to you, this message I bring. Though hope may be gone, He'll cause you to sing at Jesus' command. Sin shackles must fall on the Jericho Road. He will answer your call on the Jericho Road.
On the Jericho Road,
There's room for just two.
there's room for just two.
No more or no less.
No more or no less.
Only Jesus and you.
Just Jesus and
Oh,
you.
each burden He'll bear. Each sorrow He'll share. There's never a care. Precious Jesus is there. Oh, there's never a care. Precious Jesus is there. Thank you, everybody. Paste people.
Thank you so much for coming through and playing these songs. It's been a total pleasure on our side. You are complete professionals, the real deal. Thanks for taking this time out of your afternoon to come by and do this live stream with us. Have a great show tonight. You're at Hill Country Live, which is just a couple blocks walkable from this studio. So have a great show. Enjoy Boston, all the rest of the dates. Travel safe, and best of luck with the album too, with Wild Wild Wild. It sounded great, and I'm looking forward to diving into the full studio version. So thanks for playing these songs for us today.
Yeah, it's our pleasure.
Yes,
And,
thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having us here. I guess we're closing down the internet now, folks. So you'll shortly see a big picture of an Indian chief come up on your screen, and the Star Spangled Banner, and that's it for now.